here from Posh Cat Crafts. Nice of you to join me. In today's video we're going to be making up pages 11 and 12 of our mini album. This is a series of videos that I've been doing that is going through step by step of making this lovely mini book here. This is made using Tonic Studios' new memory book collection, which is their second release, and it's just a lovely collection. If you like making mini books, then you need to add this to your crafty stash. If you've come to this video before you've watched the other ones, you might want to go back and watch from the beginning. Part 1 goes through the making up of the spine and attaching the front and back covers, so you may want to start there. I will put a link up there in the corner for you to head on over to that video. So let's get started. You need to cut out your base page. So we're using the second biggest memory book in the collection, so you'll need to do that page, which is, it measures 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So you'll need to cut out 2 of those pages. Now I'm going to be calling them the base page because they are what we put down everything on top of. So you'll need 2 of the base pages, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make up a little sort of booklet. I have done one very similar, which is here, and so we're just going to you know, do this, but just add it, make it in a different way. So let's get started. So as I said, you're going to need to cut out 2 of the base pages. So I have my die and my cardstock. Now you can get 2 base pages out of 1 A4 paper. So I'm going to speed this up and cut these ones out. So let's get die cutting. Okay, once you've cut out your base pages, you're going to put one of them to the side because we're not going to use that one just yet. And then the next job we need is we're going to cut out our flaps. So we're going to need our A4 card and our trimmer. And we're going to cut our card down to 6 1/4. 6 1/4 by 5 3/4. Like so, and your one piece of A4 card would allow that. And I'm sorry if you can hear any crackles in the background. I think somebody is letting off fireworks. So once you've cut your card out, we need then to score. Now we're going to score, I believe, yes. So you're going to score down on the 5 3/4. So the 5 3/4, we're going to score down from 0, and then we're going to score once at the 1/2 inch mark. And then that then is going to give us our glue tab. And again, make sure you get the 5 3/4 along the top, and then score at 1/2 inch. Okay, that out of the way. Okay, then we're going to fold and just reinforce that fold line like so. Let me move this out of the way. Didn't realise it was sort of glaring. There we go. So then we've got we're going to call these are going to be our glue tabs. and they are going to go behind our base page like so. So we're not going to see them. Okay, and we're going to do the other, same with the other one, and then that gives us our flaps. Can you see? Like that. But I'm going to just turn that fold around because that's better. I don't want the jagged edge, we'll say the jagged edge, the negative side of my card facing out. Okay, we'll put them aside because we don't need them. And I don't need that. I do need and I don't need that. Okay, our next job is we're going to be using the Oxford, let me just get the proper wording for it. This is the Oxford Index Box die set, and you can make these gorgeous little boxes with it, but I wanted to use this decorative edge here because I just thought it was really nice, so I thought we'd use that for our edge of one of our flaps. So how we do that is we are going to, we need to pick our die up because we're not going to use this, we don't need this part here, so we're going to make sure. So what we're going to do is, if you hold your die facing upwards like this, you're going to put your card through the middle like that. Okay, so through the middle, and then turn it so that the top edge is sitting over your die. Okay, so we're going to turn it over and just work on the back side. Now what you need to do is you've got to try and get it as central as you can. Now you don't have to have it right at the top, you can have it further down here, the choice is yours. Okay, I'm going to have mine fairly at the top, so maybe just this curved edge here is touching the near enough the top of my card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get it so that it's straight, because there's nothing worse than having a decorative edge that's a bit skew with. Okay, so I think that is about right. Then I'm definitely going to be taping this down, because that's the worst thing, is if you get it all nice and neat and then right at the last minute it moves. Okay, now what I'm going to have to do is very carefully turn it over, because as you can see I've already cut through my mat. Okay, then place it, go through your die cutter. Right, I've just die cut that out, and a little bit of an update on the fireworks. It's 4th of July, so I think we must have some people in our village that must be American, so they're celebrating, so happy 4th of July. Right, you will get this line here, but you don't need to worry about that because you're going to be covering this anyway, so you're not going to see it. Okay, so that is our decorative edge done. Okay, so we've cut our decorative edge out. Now what we need to do is we're going to do the pattern paper that's going to go over the top. So you need to pick which pattern paper you're going to do. Well, we're going to cut our pattern paper now. I've chosen our paper that I'm going to use. I'm going to go with the the pink, I think, and it's going to go on here like that. So I'm just going to cut this down. I think this one here was 6 and just check. This was 6 1/4. We're going to cut our paper to just 6 inches. Now I want it. This isn't very. This doesn't matter which direction it goes on. So we're going to go to 6 and chop. And then what we're going to do is, I'm not going to use this side. We're going to use it like that. Okay, so I need to get my plates. Now this is the tricky bit. Trace around the die cut that I've done. So I traced around that, and then what I've done is I'm just going to sellotape it down to the die, and I'm hoping that this is going to be right. Now we have to do it, we have to try and get it as square as possible, otherwise when you come to put your pattern paper onto your original die cut, it won't line up. So you have to try and line it up as best you can so that that doesn't happen. Now I'm going to turn that over because I do not want to cut into my mat again. And let's try this. I'm hoping I've got that. Okay, let's just take all the sellotape off. Moment of truth. Oh, I couldn't have got a little bit. It's not, as you can see, it's not brilliant. It's, but it isn't a bad sort of match-up. So I'm just going to mark that there. I'm going to cut that because that was my 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut this at this way, 5 3/4. I'm going to cut it at right, I'm going to cut it at 5 5/8. So this is my right side. So yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. Right, I'm going to stick that down. Yeah, because we're going to put the magnet on the other side. So stick this on like so. Let's put it down a bit. Okay, right, we can stick our magnet on in a minute. Let me just move these out of the way. Right, I'm going to angle my corners of my glue tab, so just trim off the corners at a diagonal, so you kind of get them angled. There we are. And the same with the other side. Okay, 1, 2, and then you need your base card. going to have my card going one that side, and then this one's going to go underneath like that. Okay, so we can glue them down actually. So you need your double-sided tape. And we are going to be putting the double-sided tape on the inside of your glue tab. So that's one. And this is two. Doesn't matter which one you stick down first. But again, you want to try and get it so that it is as central as possible. And, oh, I nearly did it the wrong way. You need to make sure that you've got the negative side of your base paper facing upwards. So let's just push that in. There we go. That's one, like so, and then the next one. Again, make sure that you've got the, hold on, let's get this right. This way. I'm sorry, it's a bit thick today. Right, so we want that to go that way. Okay, push down, and then we have our flap. Okay, like so. Although that, there we are, just making sure that that is down. So now we need to put our magnets on. Now I'm going to go with my thicker magnets today. On this one, 1, 2. So we're going to put one on the inside, and then one that is going to go there. So let's put it just there, like so. Right, I'm going to give that a second just to adhere. But so while that's doing, we're going to cut this base page out. Yes, we're going to cut this. I was thinking about maybe doing another. No, let's cut this base page out and then we'll worry about that other bit in a minute. So the base page we're going to do, I think we're going to do this if we can find it. So we could have this colour. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So we could go with that, and then the stripes as well. So find your base, not your base, sorry, your layer die. It's the one that is the next size down on in your set. Okay, so as you can see, it just layers in there nicely. So we're going to do the flowers, and let's just cut. Like so. Right, get our okay, that's going to go down like that. Now I haven't got, I'll just stick that bit down like that and just be careful. Okay, so that's our layer die cut out. I'll throw that in the bin and put that out of the way. And then that's going to fit on our base page like so. So that's going to be there, and then that's going to be there. So I think that has near enough. It's getting there. It's still a bit tacky, but it's getting there. So this is going to go there. So let's adhere this down. Like so. So that's that bit so far, like that. And then when we get our other magnet on, which is there, I'm going to put it there. I'm just going to get some sellotape. So then we're going to turn it over and stick it down. Now the other one will come off with it. I'm sure it will. There we go. It's just so that one is then stuck in place. Like so. So we're going to stick. Are we going to go this way? Yes, I think we should go that way. Bit off. There we go. Right, so we're going to go that way. So we're going to cut out this part here, and this then measures that is 5 1/4. So we're going to go with 5 and 6, I think. 5 inches by 6 inches. That needs to just keep on there. It's come off. So 5 inches. So we want to go 5 inches that way. So 5 inches. Like so. By 6 inches. Like so. And then that's going to go, I might as well take this off. and to add extra bulk if you don't need to. There we go, and then that's going to go on our front like that. So let's put paper on, glue it, and press down. Particularly pay good attention to where your magnet is, because we really want to get that adhered. Okay, so then that is then what it looks like so far. Our magnet should have dried now, so when that goes over, it's just going to snap shut in onto that. So now we've just got to decorate these 2 pages, and then we can go on to making our flaps that come this way. So I'm just going to use this paper here, and we're just going to measure across here. So I need my so we're going to make that, I'm going to make it 5 by, I think this is 6, yes, 5 by 6. So we want to be six, and then we're going to go with the 5 like so, and then so that then is going to fit onto our page like so. And then this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down, or cut it this way to size. So that is 6. So I'm going to place my my pattern paper underneath my project, and I'm just going to eyeball the edges to make sure that they are as equal as I can get them. Then I'm going to just trace around like so, and then we are going to have to turn it round. So I'm going to turn it round, and then what we're going to do is I'm just going to eyeball that. I'm going to come up so I can see it underneath like so. Try and get it as near as I can. That looks pretty good. Okay, then I'm going to tape it down. Hopefully it won't move. Well, yes, that is as perfect as I'm going to get it. So that's actually quite good. I've just got a little bit of a pencil mark which I'm going to rub out. And get my little trusty brush and just wipe off all those excess bits. Then what we can do now is we can cut that down, and so we're going to go with 5. So I think what I may do, because 5 is up there, I'm going to cut it at 5,
and then hopefully if that is too much, cut it down a bit more. So I'm going to go with about 4 3/4. See what that is like. And that is maybe just a little bit more, maybe 4 5/8. So 4 and 5, so it's 4 and 1/4, 4 5/8. So 4 5/8. Yep, so that's perfect. Right, just to recap, we traced around our cardstock, so we traced around that onto our paper, and then we matched the pencil line to our die and then taped it down in place. Okay, so that's what we did with that. Then once we'd cut it out, we were happy with it, we then went ahead and trimmed the bottom. Now I trimmed this to 4 5/8. Okay, but if you want a smaller border, obviously don't chop it down so much. So that's what we did there. This is I haven't stuck the, oh, yes I did, I stuck that down. So then we've cut this one here, and we did this at 6 inch by 5 inch. Okay, so that's that measurement there. So we can go ahead and adhere these down. Just put a bit of glue onto your, I'm actually going to use that side. Okay, so just put your glue on. And stick. Okay, I am going to use my metal binder clips just to hold that down in place. So let's just stick this bit down, and then we'll be ready to go on to the bunting dies. So I'm just going to stick that down like so. And then that then is this finish. Now I am going, this is very plain, so I am going to put something over the top there. I may cut out one of the tags that are in on one of the paper pads, so I may cut out sort of one of those just to add a bit more interest to that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the bunting dies that I use as flaps. Now we're going to be using this one, and I will look up and put it on screen to which one this is called. And the reason I say that is because I chop mine up to put into these plastic wallets, and I've chopped the name off, so hopefully it will be on the screen about there. But I was going to put them on the outside, but it's a bit bulky, so I'm going to put them on the inside. So we're going to put them here like so, one there, and then be one coming up, so like that. So we're going to cut these out. You're going to need 2 of these, and leave a little bit here of extra cardstock. Now this again has only got cutting edges on 3 sides. This side here is not a cutting edge, it's just an embossed edge. So leave quite about 1/2 inch if you can of cardstock there, so that we can fold over and we've got something to glue. So let's get set up. So I need my cutting plate and my cardstock. So put it there and on there. Okay. Okay, so that's our banners cut out as our flag. We're just going to diagonal those edges again and then just fold on that score line again with this one and this one, and then fold down on that score line. Okay, so we've done those and that, and then these are going to go like that and like that, and then these are going to close, so like that. Ooh. And like that, and then we've got that one that opens, that one that opens, and then these two. So let's get our double-sided tape. Double-sided tape needs to go on your inside of your glue tab, like so, and cut, and then this one's a little bit of a, it's not straight, but you're not going to see it, so it doesn't really make much difference on that. Okay, 1 and 2. So that's, right, so this is going to go there, so we want to come along this way, so try and get it as in the middle as you can. I think that's about right, and then burnish down and flap over. So that's one. Now this one we're going to need to get in line way before that goes down. So there we are, so that's that. So then what we need to do now is we need to put our magnets on, and for those I'm only going to use the little ones. Get these ones here, so I'm going to do 2 actually, then 2 on either side, so 1 there and 1 there, and then 2 underneath at the bottom. I'm going to put our and I'm just going to add our glue and then stick down. So 1, 2. Okay. So there we are. So now we just need our die cut back, the one I put away, and we need to trace around this because we need to do our layers. It's going to have to be this one. So this can be 2. So let's go up from this way, like so. Because then that can be this one, because that's up the right way then. So all we need to do is just trace around the inside So trace around the inside of your die. So then that is then our flaps inside and then our flaps on the outside. We go like that. I am going to put something there because that's so bare. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of my favourite. I love this lace. I'm going to put some lace. I don't know. I think we're going to go downwards. That might actually be quite nice. So we're going to go down. So get my. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down rather than staple it. Now I have got some Tack, and I use this to stick all my. If I'm sticking, especially any fabric, I use this. It can get a bit sticky, but it's the best glue I've found. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put that on top of there, like so. You can't really see it, sorry about that. A little bit better? No, that's even worse. Let's try this bit. There we go, you can see that a little bit. So if I come down just a touch, oops, don't let me go out. There, just about there. Now what I'm going to do, when you squeeze it, it does come out the nose, so you just need, it will be a bit stringy, so you just need to dot and pull it along, and then it will kind of like be like a bit of a string. It's like slime. That's all the best way I can describe it. Oh, you see? No, you can't really see that. Well. So let's go out a bit. There we go. Okay, so let's stick this down. So that's going to go about there. Okay, there we go. I haven't stuck any in the middle because what will happen is when we put whatever it is we're going to put over the front, that will also help that stick down. So I'm going to use, what one shall we use? I think we're going to use let's use this one here. So I'm going to cut this one out. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure them because I want to give them, I want to back them onto some card. So let's go with 4 1/8 and 2 3/4. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, and then that can go on there like that, and then that just, let's get that nice and straight, that just then pretties that bit up. So let's glue this bit down.
like so. And then I'm going to use some I'm going to use some foam tape, which I've got some black foam tape here, and that's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So take that backing off, and then position. You could put it at an angle if you want. Yeah, I quite like it at an angle actually, or straight, angle, straight, straight. There we are. So that goes on there like so. Right, so that then is our 10th page completed, and we've got some spare tags which we can then we could put them in there. They look quite nice actually. Maybe do a pocket in here, and then these can go in the pocket like so. There. And quite nice on there like that, and then they fit there as well. So we could just stick them on there, and then they close up like so. We're going to use the bunting dies again, and this I'm going to use this style this time. So what you need to do is you need to get your base page that we've already cut out, that we cut out at the beginning of this video, and you'll then need to cut out 2 of the bunting dies, 2 of these, again leaving some space at the top that's going to act as our glue tab. So I'm going to get my paper ready, and then we'll get started. Okay, let's just diagonal these corners on our main flaps. And then fold. And I think we could do them like that. It doesn't look too out of place. But what I think we'll do is we'll stick these ones down first, and then we'll go from there. I'm trying out some studio lights that seem to be quite... I've only got one up at the moment, so I'm hoping that it's going to be bright enough. It looks pretty bright. So again, when we put our double-sided tape, put it on the inside of your glue tab, not on, this is the outside, so the inside. Okay, and if you put it as near, maybe not right near the fold, maybe just a little bit further up from the fold. And then what we could do is just trim these down so we haven't got so much of a bulk, because we're not going to see that, so it doesn't matter so much if the edge isn't straight. And again on this one. Okay, so find a pick. Okay, try and get this as near to the center as you possibly can. So possibly about there. That looks alright for me. And then push down. So that's one. That's pretty good. Now the other. Now this we have to try and line up. Make sure that we've got it. That looks pretty in the middle for me. There we go. Right, so let's just put our magnets on. So get them up. And let's see if we can put one about there. Glue. Okay, so that's one stuck down, and then the other just put a little bit of on the back and then stick down. Okay, so while that's sticking down, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out our pattern paper using the layer die for our base page. And now we just need to pick our paper. Right, so we will go with the blue. We'll go with the brown and do the blue on the tops. So let's just get there we go, that's all stuck nicely. I'm just going to get rid of some of these little bits of fluff. Right, this is going to go in our middle page, on our base page, like so. And or was it that side we were going to use? I think it was this side. Let's use, I think I did, yeah I did. That's the trouble with this paper, it's both sides are so nice, it's difficult to choose. Okay. Right, so that's then stuck. So now what we need to do, we need to trace around our die now, because the we didn't get layer dies in with the bunting ones. So we can, actually I'm going to go with
this paper, I think. I'm just going to take off some of this pencil mark. There we go. Okay. 1, 2. And then we can start to stick down. So we said that these ones are going to go on the outside. So just I'm going to put some there. Just move that across a bit. That's one, and then the second. Put a little bit on magnet. Okay. There we go, so that's those two done. And then we just need to do the insides. That one goes there. Like that. And I can just see the pencil mark, and on this one. Them like so. So we've kind of nearly finished this. I'm going to put some bits, I'm going to do a little like a label type tag inside. So I thought what we'd do now is we would just do some die cutting and die cut out some tags that we can slot in here. So we need then our black card and our tag die. I'm just going to see whether that one fits in, so we can have that one. And then we're going to have the page die, which is the next one down, which I think is this one. And then we need that layer die, which is that one there. So this is what we're going to do. This is going to go on that for there. So that will be that layer. Then we need that one, and then the page, the next page, which is this one. So we can do maybe 3 so that they'll sit in there like that.
Or we can also do, which I haven't done very many of, I can find them. We could do our Memory Book 1 dies. I think that's what we'll do as well. So we'll do them. So that's one. We don't need this anymore. And then we'll do the other. So let's get these ones out. So I'm going to use these. I think that will fit in there like that. Doesn't matter if it sticks out just a little bit, like so, because it's going to be, no, need to go down this next size, and that is this one. It's getting down rather small then, isn't it? Okay, so let's put them back. So we're going to use this one, and we're going to use that one, but that will cut out of a different, that needs a different configuration. So let's get our cutting mat, move that out the way. We want this one and this one. They're going to be out of black. Okay, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Let's put that in. Okay, so I need that one on there with that one, and then what we're going to do is cut that out of cream like so. But I'm going to turn it that way. So that one goes out of cream, and then we need these two. Now I'm going to get these two on. 1, 2, or maybe just if we're very lucky. And let's cut them out cream. I won't get that same. Okay, let's try this. In my bin. Okay, so that's them all out. So I just need to cut them down. So this one here we can cut in the middle. So I'm just going to cut, move that over a tiny bit, like that. And then this one we are just going to cut there. That's that. Just a bit more maybe, it's not enough. A little bit more. There we go, that's a lot better. So that's one, and I think that one is fine. That one is okay, that one's okay, apart from, let's just trim that bit down, like so. Throw them away. That there. Okay, so, oh, I need it for these. For this one. So, just going to, there we go.
And then this is going to fit over our tag like so, that it creates this lovely border effect. And then these are going to go one on there like that, and then one on here like that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to have a look what stickers we've got, and somewhere here we can maybe put some stickers on. So let's so we'll stick this on here like so. Get it. There we go. And then this one like so. So that's 2 labels, and then this one here we can glue in the middle, and then I'm going to put some on my hand, Jodie Johnston style, and tap, 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 and then there we go. So that is 3 tags that can fit inside, and then that keeps them nice and secure. I'm going to use some of the elasticated cord that I've got, and if I can find the white one, I'm going to use the white. So we're going to use this white, but what we're going to do is we are just going to wrap our tags up. So we will do a knot. It doesn't have to be so tight, just a little bit, maybe a little bit, just enough to get it off and on. And then we'll put that to the back so that we can't see that, like so, like so, and then that can go round. And then what I'll do is we will put one of those tags on that we made previously in the middle. So one of these. Okay, so we now need to just find our what image we're going to use. We could just use, let's just use that, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is, nope, that looks like, that doesn't look, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just use our Nouveau glitter gloss, and let's give it a, just to give the flowers a little bit of a sparkle, like so. rather nice. Okay, let's stick this in here. Remember, we just have to push it in and just listen for the click. There we go, so that it's all inside that little lip. Okay, you see? And then we need to put it, I think I said, with the lip facing upwards, and you need to put it in so that it gets into the centre of your press. I just need to lift this up to look. Yeah, just about. So let's push it down. I need to, there we go. And then that's clipped. There we go, and that's our little tag, our metal tag. And then that is going to fit onto our elasticated wire, and then it's going to hide that. So we need some sellotape, and I'm going to put it over under the back. So that's going to be the top. So I'm going to put it there, and then I'm going to get a sellotape. We're just going to cut the tape just so that it neatens it up a bit. Just pull that across so that it's in the middle. Stick that down, and then what I'm going to do is put some hot glue on there, and then I'm going to put some glue on there, and then I'll cut out another. Let's go with, no, that's too big. I need the small one. There we go, and then we'll stick that over the top, and then that will hide the workings, and then hopefully keep it all nice and neat. So come on, glue. Okay, there we are. That then is our tag, or our tag holder, should I say. And there we are. And then that goes down, and then that is finished. And then these will just stay in there, they won't move out of there now. Once they're in place, they will stay. Well, I've had a bit of a tidy up now, so we can start to make it all messy again. Right, we're going to stick our pages now into our book. These are the last ones that's going in. I can't believe that we've nearly made all the pages up in this book. And it just goes to show how long it takes, and what a labour of love all our memory books are. Right, I did make this page as page 12. Sorry, as page 11. I'll get it right in a minute. So I did make this as page 11, and this one is page 12. But I'm going to swap them over, because I really like this one at the end. It just seemed to open a lot better that way. Oops. They're my tags that I've got to add in. I added some tags, as you can see there, and I put the little photo corners on so that you can pull these out. Isn't that cute?
So we can do those at a later date. So I'm just going to stick them back in there for now. So that's going to be our page 12, and then this one here is going to be page 11. So as we've done with all of them before, we are going to double side our pages. So just get them the right way. So we need to put you need to put your pages together like so, as they would be in the book. And once you've done that, just open them out so that they mirror each other, and then you can put your double-sided on the bottom. This is what's going to also help the hinge. It's just to strengthen that hinge that we've got, because as remember, we did put double-sided onto the hinge before we folded, and this is just as I say, is an extra strength. Okay, so we're going to stick our page 11 in first. Okay, so we've taken our double-sided off our page. We now need to take it off our hinge. Just take it off the one side for the moment. Make sure you've got your page up the right way. Line it up with the hinge. Line it up the edge here of your paper, of your card here, this one, with the edge of your spine. Make sure that you get them as near as you can, and then just push together. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to push and slide that hinge into place like so. No, I didn't get that down enough. Oh, out of all the one, this is the first one in the book that has actually gone wrong. Now, can I get it off without? It just goes to show that it can happen. There we go. So what I'm going to have to do is just prise that off and then re-stick it. Right, hello, I'm back again. I've had to do a little bit of a repair. I didn't hold my page down enough, so what happened is my page stuck and it was sort of a bit lopsided, so I've had to take off the double-sided and just sort of reattach it. So let's make sure that we've got it lined up correctly, and then just push the hinge onto the paper, and then hopefully, yes, that's it, we'll have it stuck. There we go. So that's okay, it's not too bad. That's sort of work now. Again, so let's do the same with the other side. Okay, make sure you've got it up the correct way. Again, line the corners up with the edge of your spine. No, stop. Before we do that, we need to make sure we put our glue on. So let me just unclog my glue. So let's glue. So we need to do around the edges at the bottom, along the bottom edge of the page, around the corner, up the edge, and stop there. We don't want to go any further. Okay, now we can then put our page down. Okay, make sure that it's level, and then just ease together like so, and then stick. Okay,
We'll end up with a bit of glue, but that is not a problem. Let's get our glue rubber. There we go, get that bit of glue off, just make sure it's stuck. There we are. There we go. Take that bit of glue off. Okay, right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to use our binder clips again. One, two, three, just to keep it closed, and just get rid of this glue, excess glue here. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3. That should hold it in place. And there we have our finished book. And I'm glad I decided to put this on the back, because now we can open it fully, and it looks a lot better. So I'm just going to push that down just a bit, just so that it gives me a bit of a... There we go, open that out. Okay, you can decorate it now. Right, now, so that is our pages 11 and 12 completed. If you've liked this video, please give me a like or comment. All constructive criticism is welcome, no negativity please. Please subscribe to keep up to date on all my videos that I have coming up in the future. And check me out on social media. Links are in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.